again, we don't know much about the specific artists who attended the fair. There are glimpses of them in some historical records. So we see them come up there was a West Africa magazine journal that was produced at the time that was just really, they loved giving blow-by-blows of what was going on in the lead up to the fair and how we were preparing. And the committee for, the walled city is meeting on this date, and they've reported back that great progress has been made. And through all of this reporting, we found some of the names of the artists. I had much better luck finding names of the Ghanaian artists, because also along with the Nigerian artists, they also brought Ghanaian artists. And in looking at the National Archives in Accra and Ghana, they have all of the colonial-era records of the local colonial administration preparing for the British Empire exhibition and how they selected the artists and how they paid them and conversations about what to pay them. And it really was, at least in that case, and I assume, I can't prove it, but I would assume that the process sort of was similar in Nigeria, that they were working with local anthropologists, local administrators who had really much more granular local knowledge about culture and arts, and talking to them about who should we bring for this. If we were to talk about what are the greatest arts of Ghana, what are the greatest arts of Nigeria during the colonial period, what do we want represented? And so, in Ghana, they were saying things like, well, we need Asante carvers, we need Asante Kente weavers. You can, based on who attended from Nigeria, they were saying we need gourd carvers, we need a Benin wood carver, we need leather workers from the north. And so they probably worked with local administrators to tap into those local artistic communities and recruit people to come and work at the fair. They paid them a base salary, but in sort of your quintessential racist colonial era mentality, they also wanted to motivate the artists to be extremely productive. And so they earned commission on every single piece that they made. So the idea was that as long as they got a base salary, and then everyone was incentivized to be as highly productive as possible because you were making money for every piece you sold. So, Ali Jeta, there's always a part of me that's like a little bit sad that this is here, because I assume he actually did not make a commission for this piece because he would have already returned back to Nigeria. These were the leftover pieces. I wonder if the pieces that Welcome bought, he was actually remunerated for.
Let's be real, probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not.
That feels like a pretty classic thing.
Just to go back to what you said, West Africa, that was a journal largely for people in the UK?
And living in the colonies,
okay.
Actually.
But mostly for British citizens.
But for British citizens, yes. It was, and so it would be, there would be articles by key administrators or Lady Guggisberg, who was the wife of the, I think, British administrator in Ghana, and she was also heading up the Ghana Pavilion. So yeah, it was sort of important people dispersing the news from their position of power. Yeah.
Those articles are wild. The artist did this outing today.
Yeah.
The artist got a gramophone and they're listening to records together. It's rather disturbing to read that kind of account of people who are there to represent who they are and what they live, and then to have it be presented in such a spectacle way.
Yeah, that they, and it's also that they think that they are patting themselves on the back for providing the artists with such an incredible experience, that they get to go visit some lordly manor off in the middle of nowhere. Like, they should care about that, it's definitely a strange text. Yeah.